Each year we produce a top 10 trends for the sector, which gets quite a bit of attention, so I'm going to talk through 5 of those. The first one being luxury is leaving the middle classes. I think we're seeing some signs and evidence of in the hotel space, if you can afford luxury all the time in a hotel, great. But a lot of the middle class now are actually asking themselves what's important to them, and do they need all the facilities in a hotel which they are ultimately paying for. To give an example, room service. There's quite a few hoteliers looking at the cost of room service and ultimately whether the guest needs it. Another aspect is, perhaps spa and F&B. A spa is quite a nice thing to have in a hotel, but ultimately, does every guest use it? Food and beverage as well. There's questions being asked whether food and beverage is a loss leader within a hotel, whether it should remain there, or is the food and beverage offering around the hotel in other restaurants so strong, is it worth actually competing? The second is based around OTAs and online travel agents. I think they're going to form more collaborative initiatives with other parts of the industry which aren't focused on price. Yes, price is still a very strong aspect of OTAs, but I think they're going to try and get closer to the guest in other ways. An example of that would be perhaps linking with a high-end travel agent and to have more of a high-touch approach to hotel bookers than they have at the moment, and so that people perhaps look at OTAs not just solely on price. The third trend is based around mobile, and mobile has come and gone really. The cutting edge hoteliers are perhaps looking at what's happening next, in that there's some interesting stuff that Google are doing with Google Glass and recognition, facial recognition. Are we going to see front of house reception wearing Google glasses to ultimately recognise their guest? There's also some challenges within the mobile space to convert people viewing on mobile to actually booking. I think at the moment, if somebody books via a PC, somebody using a PC is 3 times as likely to book than on mobile. So there's definitely a challenge for the industry there, but it's happening so quick. If you haven't got a mobile optimized website, you're dead really. There are new applications coming out, last minute booking apps which people are using. So yes, exciting times. What is the next big thing people are asking, and Google are again at the head of that marketplace. The fourth trend is based around the front of house changing. There's lots of innovations in, I suppose, the welcome area within a hotel. A lot of best practice which has really been taken from the airline industry. Automatic check-in. Obviously, you don't need as many staff on hand for that. Do you need a concierge? Do you need a mobile concierge, a virtual concierge? Also, the actual space in the front of hotels, I think, is changing quite drastically. I see a lot of people in there that I know aren't hotel guests, but they're sitting there having a coffee, having their meetings, etc. Also, as well, I think TripAdvisor did something, I think, over the last year or so, where they've had their recommended sticker on the front doors of hotels. I think they've played a blinder there. A lot of brands are trying to get really close to the hotel guest. Mr. and Mrs. Smith launched their awards. Won't be surprised if winners get a sticker to put on the front of the hotel. And moving that, to another level, perhaps, advertising companies would look to rent some space, a hotel window in a high footfall area to, perhaps high-end luxury clients who see a value in the audience that's actually going into a hotel, or at least passing it by. I think that could be quite an interesting innovation as well. Extra revenue for the hotel as well, which shouldn't be underestimated. The fifth key trend is based around foodification. Hoteliers that offer F&B, I think guests are becoming increasingly informed, perhaps about their choices. Calorie content, is it locally sourced, how sustainable is it? Also a buzzword that I hear at the moment is slow seasonal, local, organic, wild, farm to fork as well is quite a hot topic at the moment.